Let's talk about the minimum wage. A New York panel has approved a recommendation to increase the fast food minimum wage to $15 per hour. This is huge. Well, kind of. I do want to tell you about some of the caveats. Number one, this is by 2018 in New York City and not until 2021 in other parts of New York State. This is only for restaurants that are part of chains that have over 30 restaurants nationwide. And the state labor commissioner, a Cuomo appointee who appoints the wage board, still has to accept the recommendation, is expected to accept that recommendation. So New York's current minimum hourly wage across all industries is $8.75 an hour. It's already set to increase to $9 an hour at the end of the year. In New York City, the board recommended the wage to go to $10.50 an hour by the end of 2015, to $12 an hour by the end of 2016, to $13.50 by the end of 2017, and to $15 an hour by the end of 2018. On the one hand, some saying this gives businesses a lot of time to automate things, to reduce their staffing levels altogether. This is going to be a very interesting case study. Not that we should be using people's livelihood as a case study, but we are going to get a case study. Will people move from other industries into fast food because of the $15 minimum wage? Will fast food companies reduce staffing, maybe in part by automation? Will people move from other parts of the country to New York City for these jobs? Overall, this is the correct move. Giving more money to rich people doesn't stimulate the economy. Giving money to fast food workers is money that is going to be mostly spent. We had this experiment in San Francisco, Lewis, and the surrounding county. It worked. Fast food continued to do well and grow. The idea that this kills the economy is false.
No, you're giving more money to the people who are going to spend it. It's very stimulative, and the more states that do this, others are going to have to. And so, I don't think automation is that big of a problem. I mean, in 3 years, are we really going to see fully automated fast food restaurants? I don't think so.
No, I agree that broadly speaking, automation is coming, but there have been these kind of wages in Scandinavia for a while. There's been no push to automate there. Why would it be? Why is $15 an hour the point at which these fast food restaurants would automate, but not $10 an hour? So I don't buy that conspiracy theory. Beyond the fact that in general we're going to increasingly see automation, I want to touch on one other thing here, which is the larger context, which economist Richard Wolff has told us about, is that at the micro level, demand side stimulus makes more sense than supply side stimulus. Giving the tax cut to the rich does not make as much sense as paying the fast food worker more. We know that. At the macro level, though, we really need a total restructuring, paradigm shift of our economy and the relationship between people and labor. A huge economic meltdown might serve as a catalyst to really get us to rethink that relationship. The move towards automation in all industries might get us to think about that. A big resource crisis might get us to think about that. But that's the macro issue here, which is rarely discussed.
Yeah, I could see the automation thing going both ways. I think that could help us. I think it could really harm us too.